Welcome to the BarroomBlitz.com. Bring sports talk back to where it belongs.
Okay, welcome to this week's edition of the BarroomBlitz.com. Taped live in front of a Bud Light drinking audience. We are enjoying the powers of our icy cold Bud Light tonight. I am Jim Casey. I have my guest sports opinionist tonight. We have Glenn Cheeks, the golden one.
The golden
one, Glenn Cheeks Keller. And we have Michael Patzek back in the fold for the first time in 5 or 6 months.
Corner.
Obviously, he comes back when hockey's back, just like all those fraud fans I talked about last week. All dove in the deep end.
0-2.
All right.
If they go 0-3.
They got a definition for you. I think it's called hater.
No, we just like to pick on you guys.
The Rangers suck, dude.
Patrick, we were here yesterday, and one guy, Flyers fan, walked in and was like, "Your Flyers stink." And this guy sitting, the new guy, and they just come in the bar. He loves it all day here. He turned his head, spun around at me, thinking I'm hating on the Flyers. We're just busting the other guy's balls. I thought he was ready to pounce on me.
He was enjoying.
But before we get to Flyers talk, we have a lot of football to talk, Cheeks.
Football?
We're down to one game, down to 2 teams now.
Tell you what, the first game was exciting.
Yes, we had 49ers, Falcons. I thought both games were good.
Yeah.
I mean, 49ers, Falcons. 49ers 28, Falcons 24.
Matty Ice just can't deliver.
Matty Ice.
I mean, how do you blow a 17-0 lead? You let them right back, and you knew.
I think that Coach Mike Smith might have to get fired.
No, Jesus
fire him.
Christ, you are a Philadelphia person.
Who's he going to hire? All the good coaches have already been.
Whatever, hire Gruden. He can win with one team like that.
There's got to be something going on with Gruden, though, why it wasn't even reported that he interviewed with anyone.
Either that or he put out notice that says he really hasn't won. He had one season.
Yeah, well, no. He brought the Raiders. He took them to the Super Bowl. Then they lost in the Super Bowl. The next year, he won with Tampa. So, or was it 2 years?
No, it was his team that went to the Super Bowl. He took
Raiders.
2 teams to the Super Bowl, basically. Yeah,
and he won with Tampa Bay. But
his Raiders team was in the Super Bowl against Tampa Bay.
Who was his quarterback with the Raiders? Gannon?
Yes.
Gannon.
Yeah.
And actually, they should have won again. The Tuck rule.
He should have won
the Tuck rule.
Right.
Yep. But what are we talking about now?
49ers,
Why are we talking
Falcons.
John Gruden, for Christ's sake?
He jumps in with John Gruden. I'm telling you.
Christ, here I am trying to...
No. You said
analyze
Gruden
on
will
a
win
game.
him. You said Gruden will come out. You
I
said
didn't
it.
say Gruden.
All right, it's going to be the 49ers' first trip to the Super Bowl in 19 years.
F them. I'm going for
The
Baltimore.
Falcons get up 17-0 in the first quarter.
Everything was beautiful. Perfect balls.
Matty Ryan was 10 for 13, 162 yards.
And then they adjusted, and I don't know what happened.
They still had 24 points in the first half, didn't score the whole second half.
Not a score in the second half.
I mean, they had 2 key turnovers. Matty Ryan had a fumble and an interception in the second half. But
the interception, Rodney White fell. All right?
I think it's a testament to the coaching. Nothing really else.
Either that or the defense, because the 49ers defense, third-ranked defense in the league, showed up. They just said, maybe we're,
they were getting
pushed
obviously.
around. Yeah, dude, both the Harbaughs, both teams did not let a single point in the second half.
Right. I mean, that's where you lock it down.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, I'm going to tell you, Kaepernick had a good game, but running the ball is what won it for them. And, of course, it's that knowing that he can go outside.
Sure, and they set up the read option.
But Gore and that other cat, what's his name?
James.
The Oregon
the Michael James.
There's also Dixon there. James came out.
They had 124 yards total. They had 3 touchdowns total.
They ran
Frank Gore gashed that inside. Well, they said now the big thing is obviously defending the read option on Kaepernick. Because the previous week against Green Bay, the defensive end was getting caught, or the outside linebacker was getting caught on the ends, like making the turn. So what they said now is the defensive end was coming up real deep, like a true defensive end back in like an old 5-2 day, coming up to set it in. But what he does is on that one, he just hands it off, and you get a good running back, and you got a good running back in Frank Gore. He's been very consistent, very hardworking for the last couple of years. He gets right up the middle, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then if he gets past the linebackers, it's gone for a big one.
Everyone can thank me and San Francisco for them having the season they've had because I did not draft Frank Gore in my fantasy league this year. And
I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, because
I didn't see you on the podium yesterday when they were making their speeches.
I think Atlanta got tired. Their defense looked tired.
Yeah.
I mean, they were so hyped up.
And there was another option of the San Francisco offense that finally showed up big in the game. Vernon Davis had a big game.
He always comes out in the playoff time.
All of a sudden, Vernon Davis, it did nothing all year.
5 catches, 106 yards, and a touchdown.
Do you see Asante Samuel try to tackle him when he was out? Yeah, he bounced off of him.
Yeah.
Asante's got to shut up.
Yeah, man, he talks way too much.
He was talking.
He psyched up Akers, though. He got Akers. Man, how terrible has Akers been? Watch him miss a big field goal in the Super Bowl. He's missed 13 this season.
He's
yesterday.
horrible.
Yeah, but he's got velocity because it hit that goalpost hard.
Yeah, it did. And
too much PX90. Maybe he's kicking too hard.
It's really horrible because I could see in his eyes when he came out. He looked nervous. I thought he looked nervous. I'm like,
can you remember a year where this many kicks have been missed?
Not good kickers. Like Crosby was horrible for Green Bay.
Yeah, horrible. Akers was terrible.
Akers was horrible. After he made the Philly.
Did they change any rules with the kicking ball or anything stupid like that?
Not that, no.
It's just there was Zerline came out hot and then he missed like 6. I mean, all over the league there was just misses everywhere. Kickers were changing. But
Janikowski did great because he drinks vodka.
He likes to eat.
Pollock.
I like 300 pounds.
Now, Kaepernick had a decent game. He was 16 for 21, 233, but he managed the offense the way he had to, you know? He
did. He hit Davis like on a big,
Right.
I mean, you look at the stats, Kaepernick to Ryan.
That's not even close.
Ryan had 396 yards.
I guess so when you're hitting, why were they so open? I just don't understand it. It looked like nobody knew what they were doing for San Francisco.
San Fran was keen on Gonzalez hardcore, and then they were letting Julio Jones just break loose. And Julio Jones...
Yeah, but they keep going to him then. Why did he stop going to him?
Why stop? Well, they were hitting him on the line. But I did hear a couple times on sports radio that Gonzalez was wide open on that fourth down.
He was. Oh, he was. Absolutely. And they showed it. He's even saying it on the sidelines. They put the camera, and you could read his lips. He was like wide open. Wide open several times.
That would be a great, walk-off.
Oh, man, yeah.
Poor Gonzalez only one playoff win in that storied career.
He's coming back. I don't even want to hear it.
I don't know.
No, he's back. He's back.
Class act. I don't think he's mentally. He's physically looks like you do. I think mentally he wants to go through it.
He just had one of his best seasons ever. He's coming back.
That's the way to go out. Jim Brown.
They say 95%, and the other 5% is Matt Ryan chirping him. So trust me, I'll put it on the table right now. He's coming back. And I wouldn't be surprised if Ray Lewis does the far.
What Atlanta needs next year, they need a running back. They need to just get off the Michael Turner thing. He's shot.
Well, they got the like that Jaquez Rodgers. He's all right.
Yeah, but they still need something else. Obviously,
Turner was hurt. Turner got hurt. Then.
I know. I'm just tired. He's always hurt.
I wouldn't be surprised if they got like D'Angelo Williams, or they drafted one of the running backs coming up. D'Angelo Williams going to be. Well,
you can find a running back anywhere. My God,
what a dog! Talk about dogs. What a dog.
D'Angelo, yeah. Well, in that system, they're just not that good. They
take any Carolina running back.
Well, why don't we switch over to the other Harbaugh game? The Ravens 28.
I was shocked.
Shocked. The Patriots 13.
They didn't even look like they wanted to win that game.
That was a layup, guys. That was a layup. 9-point dogs they were, right?
13-7 Patriots at halftime. Tom Brady is, what is his record over here? 67-0 when leading at halftime.
I know.
At Gillette Stadium.
Now it's 1.
Imagine how many games he's played. 67-0. His playoff record's, 17-8 now or something? Or 16-8?
Should have never brought that stat up. Bad stat to bring up.
Unreal.
It's still
bad stat.
I love it because you cannot put him as the greatest quarterback of all time. Montana has him
because Montana doesn't lose.
Exactly.
He gets the big game.
All day. Tom Brady hasn't won crap since Spygate. Not crap.
They haven't won the Super Bowl since 2004. They won 3 in a row, and then they lost 2, and they
were taping
have failed to make the last couple.
Can someone please explain that? Why he hasn't won anything since Spygate? It was obviously pretty important if they were doing it.
I mean, they were second in the division.
They win 12 games
this year.
Did you see their schedule before this season? It was a joke.
Let me tell you,
all schedules are jokes.
I mean,
no, the Patriots in
yes,
particular.
They are. They're all jokes.
The Giants didn't think so this year. The Giants
it all
had
depends
a tough
on
schedule.
what you play, what engine,
Giants went against the Niners, the Packers. Their schedule was brutal this year. Brutal.
Patriots played the They whooped the Texans.
What?
They played the Ravens. They played other, I mean, everyone has the same schedule. You can't blame it on the schedule.
No, that's
you
not
can't
true.
blame it on the spots in the schedule. It's how well you're coached and how well your team plays.
I mean, you looked at the points that he scored the last couple games. It was like 38, 34, 41.
Right.
49. I mean, they're scoring points because they said, Gronkowski was the thing. I go, he was out for 5 games, this year. And in them games, they scored an average of like 39 points.
Well, they also lost their 2 corners in that game, and then Flacco's a deep ball guy, man. He just will chuck it. Doesn't matter if you're covered or not.
Joe Flacco, 6th road win in the playoffs.
That's scary.
Won a playoff game in each of his first 5 seasons. Yeah. Do you call him an elite quarterback yet?
I don't know.
What do I compare him?
I can't do it.
You know who he's like Jeff Hostetler or something. You know what I mean? Like
comparison.
or like a Rich Gannon. Like a Rich Gannon that wins games. Like he can win a game.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to put the whole thing on his back to win the whole thing.
Well,
though.
we're gonna see.
Obviously you are, but I mean, what you're gonna see here in the Super Bowl this year. I think is probably the biggest defensive Super Bowl since.
That's what I was thinking.
You know what I mean? Like the best
10.
defensive Super Bowl since maybe when the Ravens were in it the last time, which is 12 years ago.
With Dilfer, yeah.
True.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, when the 2 worst quarterbacks in the world get to wear Super Bowl rings afterwards, when it's Trent Dilfer and
I didn't think Atlanta could
Tony
score
Banks.
17 points.
I was kind of hoping that Kaepernick and the Niners didn't make it because I didn't want another storyline to be the year of the running quarterback, the spread option, the check down.
But he didn't run. He only ran twice yesterday.
I know, but after the 180-yard game, but now the brother thing is gonna. It's still going to be highly involved.
Oh, it's all the brother, and it's all Mr. Ray Lewis, 17-year veteran, his final run.
Please, Ray. I had enough of Ray.
Yeah,
but I mean, the Ravens
have
a good playoff run here because they beat the Colts, they beat the Broncos, now they beat the Patriots. I mean,
weren't supposed to beat any of them.
Yeah, and you got Ray Rice, you got Bolden had 2 touchdowns yesterday. I mean, they were short touchdowns, but it's obviously working because it's I'll say West Coast style offense. You know what I mean?
That's the thing about Flacco. He is not like that Bolden touchdown, the second one. He was not really open. But Flacco will throw you.
You can if you have a receiver.
He fights. Well, the thing is, Bolden has struggled since being a Raven. Really, he came out of Arizona.
Right. This is his kind of coming out game.
He's had some good games in
but
there,
not like this.
No, but because Flacco is the type of quarterback, which is why I don't think he's elite. Is that if Brady has a guy breaking down the plays meant for a 40-yard bomb to X. If that guy's covered, Brady's not chucking it. Brady's going to check down to another option.
Right.
Flacco's throwing
Is that
ball.
their style of offense, though?
It is. It worked. They got Torrey Smith, who's fast as lightning, and they got Bolden.
And that's the reason Bolden started catching passes, because Torrey Smith
can stretch the field.
Just burned Champ Bailey for 2 touchdowns.
Right.
He's not getting double-teamed. They had to give some respect to the other receiver, and Bolden shows.
Well, then what does that say about Bolden? Because he wasn't very successful until he had that second option. I mean, in Arizona, he had Fitzgerald.
Well, that's a classic number 2 receiver. I mean,
so he's a number 2.
Probably, just getting paid number 1.
It's an interesting debate. You know what I mean? Just stoking the flames here, you know.
Well, you could see it. That's happened to a lot of receivers. They move on and don't become anything what they were before.
Yeah, he's got great hands. He's just, I don't know. He's a weird guy.
He'll probably be the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Probably. I'm gonna say, if Baltimore wins, Ray Rice is going to blow up. That guy's got more skill in his finger than a lot of other running backs.
Especially for a little guy.
Yeah,
They're
man.
not sure about him after he fumbled that first game. I'm telling you. They still bring
Pierce is good too, but he's no Ray Rice.
They bring the other guy in too much.
All right, Super Bowl in New Orleans. You think
Who dat?
We'll keep our predictions to ourselves,
Yes,
but
we
I don't
will,
know.
for
But
the
we're going to get spoon-fed Harbaugh versus Harbaugh, and the dad's going to be on TV.
You're not going to do a pick yet, or are you going to do that next week?
Next week, we got to do the pick next week. When we're on location in New Orleans.
Yeah, we're going to New Orleans. Who
dat? Yeah, who dat?
We're going to Bourbon Street.
Get the beads out.
Bourbon.
We're going to drink. I'm not drinking bourbon.
You're going to have to.
Yeah, you drink.
You can't go to Bourbon Street.
I drink beer. That's what I do. I drink Bud Light, and that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to grab a Bud Light, and we'll be right back with some more Barroom Blitz.
Oh my God,
he did it.